everyone, this is Samya and welcome to my YouTube channel. So today in this video, we are going to be talking about how can you speak English easily. Because I have got so many comments by you guys in my comment section that could you please tell me how can I learn English easily. Similarly, my sister, my niece and many of my classmates have asked me the same question that how can I learn English easily. But in my opinion, I think that you should not be asking this question that how can I learn English quickly, because mostly it depends on how much time you dedicate to learn English and how much immersion you get of English language. So the more you will get immersion of English language, the better your journey will become and the quicker you will be able to speak English. But there are many things which can play a huge role to make your journey a lot easier and get immersion of English language. So just by following those steps, you can make your journey a lot easier and you can speak English quickly. But again, I cannot promise you that I will make you fluent in English in just 1 month, because even it took me 1 year to be able to speak English effectively and to deliver my message whatever I want to say. So I cannot promise you that because I really don't want to give you any false hope. I know learning English gets difficult many times because we approach wrong process, which sucks us completely and makes us feel depleted. So don't worry, I will be mentioning some of the steps which can make your journey a lot easier and which can help you to speak English quickly and I would say easily. I don't know what I should be saying, but yeah, which can help you to speak English effectively in a short period of time. So without further delay, let's get started. So the first thing I would highly recommend you is to find good resources. I would stress this so much because I know how important role it plays to make your journey a lot easier. And by saying resources, I mean there are many things which you can do. For example, books, YouTube channels, podcast, apps, TV shows, movies, music, it could be anything. And I know you know yourself very well that what suits you and what can help you to learn this language quickly. So when it comes to me, I was quite passionate about productivity, time management, self-improvement, personal growth, these kind of topics. So I mainly focused on those YouTube channels which were talking about these topics. Similarly, I was quite passionate about non-fiction book which is all about self-growth and personal development. So yeah, I knew what I wanted and that's how I could make my journey a lot quicker and a lot easier. So first of all, you have to find those resources which can help you to entertain yourself, because when we begin learning a language, there are many times when things get very difficult and it's very hard for all of us to motivate ourselves and to keep going even though things are not working according to our plan. Apart from that, I would tell you one more thing, that you have to find only those resources which is made for your level. For example, if you are a beginner, so you are not supposed to watch something or read something which is made for an intermediate English speaker. And if you are an intermediate English speaker, then you are not supposed to watch something or to read something which is made for an advanced English speaker. Although you can build up complexity, but gradually, you cannot directly jump from beginning to intermediate and then directly intermediate to an advanced. It will make your journey really very difficult, because I have done it in the beginning and I know things get very difficult. So you have to find only those resources which can help you to be in your comfort zone and gradually just try to build up complexity. You don't need to do that everything at just once. I've seen many people begin their journey just by picking wrong stuff, which make their journey a lot complex. So for example, if you are someone who is quite interested in non-fiction book, but you started reading novels or those kind of stories which do not fascinate you, so definitely it will not make you motivated to go and read them and to watch something. So it's very important to find your genre, like what you actually like doing, and then gradually you can explore different things which will also help you to improve your English. So you have to find out good resources which can help you to be motivated and which can also fascinate you all the time to go and watch. So the next thing I would recommend you is to get an understanding of basic sentences. This is something a lot of people don't talk about, but I would highly recommend this to all of you because I have experienced it personally. I know how helpful it is. So what exactly you are supposed to do? You just have to take any sentence and try to break it down into pieces, and it will help you a lot to understand it. So if you are focusing on small sentences and then trying to move forward, it will help you to understand them quickly. A lot of people don't emphasize it because they think it's quite monotonous kind of work and it's quite lengthy process, so it will take a lot of time. But in my opinion, it does help a lot because it has made my journey a lot easier. So let me give you an example. If I am watching something or if I am reading something and I encountered a sentence which says, let's say, I want to go to market. So first of all, if you could not understand what does it mean by that, then you have to break it down into pieces. You can do it in your mind, or if you feel comfortable with pen and copy, then you can write it down and try to break it down into small sentences, into small pieces of words, like what does it mean by I want to go to market, and try to understand it. Then it will help you to understand bigger sentence as well. I still remember an incident. I was watching a TV show or something years ago, and I encountered a sentence which says I will have to do something. But back then I did not have phone to go to Google and search what I wanted to know. So what exactly I did, I wrote it down in a piece of paper and sat down with my dictionary and a grammar book where everything was explained very well. So I just sat down with that book and tried to break that sentence into small chunks and try to focus on every single aspect, that how it is being structured, which has helped me a lot. And when I began my journey of learning English, I started focusing on every single sentence, that how can I construct this sentence. So it can help you a lot in the beginning. And it's perfectly alright if you are taking help of your native language in the beginning. A lot of people say is like, no, you don't have to translate everything from your mother tongue to English and English to your mother tongue. But in my opinion, it is perfectly alright in the beginning. But you have to make sure that you are not being comfortable with it. You have to come out of it very soon. But you can take help of your native language in the beginning. That's perfectly alright. So the next thing you have got to do is to prepare sentence by yourself. This is something I'm highly recommending to all of you because I have done it and it has given me positive result. So what you have got to do, you have to choose 20 to 30 verbs and make sentences of them and read them out loud twice or thrice in a day. You can do it as many times as you want, but make sure 2 to 3 times in a day. It's very, very important. So let me give you an example what you have to do. So let's say you have created a sentence, I go to school every day. Then you have to make negative sentence of it. I don't go to school every day. Then intro negative, do I go to school every day? And then intro negative, don't I go to school every day? Why do I go to school every day? Why don't I go to school every day? Like, it could be anything. That's how you can create sentences. But make sure that you are not taking help of your mother tongue every time. I mean, when you first created sentence, you can take help of your mother tongue, like I go to school every day. And then from the next sentence, you have to do it naturally. Similarly, you can use modal verbs to create sentences. Let's say, I can do this work without taking help of anybody. I cannot do this work without taking help of anybody. Can I do this work without taking help of anybody? can't I do this work without taking help of anybody? So that's how you have to create sentences. So I am recommending this to you because the more new sentences you would utter, the better you will become to speak English. So it's very, very important for all of us to make our tongue utter words easily. So the more you speak, the better you will become at it. I know it's draining kind of work and you may think that what is she suggesting us and how we are supposed to do that. But trust me, if you follow this step, then it will help you a lot to utter words easily and to be able to speak English quickly. So this is how you are supposed to do that. Next thing I would suggest you is to keep it relevant to your situation and needs. And by saying keep it relevant to your situation and needs, I mean you have to focus on only those words which is related to your situation and needs. Do not try to expand everything at first because it will drain you completely. So you have to focus on only those words which can help you your current situation or about your past or about what you think about your future, and it has to be relevant to your situations. So your focus should be to make your journey easier, not to mess it up. So in the beginning, I have made this mistake for a very long time, but later I realized that I should not be making it. And I wish I could have changed it because that's how I could have saved a lot of time. So that's why I'm recommending this to all of you, that do not focus on those words which you hardly talk about, like which we rarely discuss on. So you have to focus on only those words which you often talk about and which can help you to describe yourself in a simple words. Because I think if you are keeping words and sentences relevant to your situations and needs, it can save a lot of your time and you can use that precious time somewhere to improve your English. I have seen many of my classmates' notes who decided to learn English and showed up their notes to me, and I was like, it has literally blown up my mind because they have written down those words which I even don't use. Like, it's not something I am saying that they cannot use, but they are extremely difficult words. They are the kind of words which we hardly talk about. So you have to focus on what you want to say rather than just getting confused what you want to do and what you want to study. So the next thing I would recommend you is to expand vocabulary, because it is very, very important to help you to describe what you want to say and what your ideas are, what you want to suggest to someone, and what you think about these topics. So most of the time we cannot talk about something just because we lack essential vocabulary. So it's very important for all of us to have good understanding of vocabulary. Even if you are using basic words, that's perfectly all right, as long as you are able to use them in your sentences. And please do not go to Google and search 100 or 50 words which you think can use in your sentences, because it is never gonna work. This is something I have experienced personally, and I know that searching words on Google and thinking that I will be able to use them in my sentence, it's, I think, one of the biggest mistake I have made, because it doesn't work that way. And as I mentioned that I have seen other notes, and when I asked them, how did you get these words? They were like, I have searched them on Google and wrote it down. And it doesn't work that way. So if you want to expand your vocabulary, do not go to Google. Rather than focus on consuming more content in English, be it reading, listening, or watching. It could be anything. So in order to improve my English, I mainly focus on spending enough time with the language. So this is something I have realized over time, that the more you spend time with English language and the more you immerse yourself in this language, the better and easier your journey will become. So it's very, very important to spend enough time with the language in order to expand your vocabulary. Just do not go to Google and search random words. It will never help. And yeah, last but not the least tip I would recommend you is to be consistent. Please do not forget to be consistent. This is something I would highly recommend you. I don't know how many times I will have to repeat it, but there's one thing for sure, that this is everything. Probably you may think that why do you keep repeating this word consistency over and over again? Because I know it plays a huge role to make your journey a lot easier and to be able to speak English quickly. So if you have to learn something, if you have to learn a language or a skill, it could be anything, you have got to be consistent. Sometimes my classmates come up to me and just tell me that, Samia, just teach us English, just make us fluent in English, just help us to speak English fluently like you. And I was like, okay, then how long have you been practicing English? And they were like, I have been practicing for 2 days and then I stopped it. And I was like, why? And their response was really hilarious to me. Their response was like, I got bored, I started getting headache, I started feeling overwhelmed, I did not get enough time. And it was really hilarious to me because if you have decided to learn a language, you will have to spend enough time with it, and if you don't spend, then I don't know how you are supposed to learn. So it's very, very important for all of us to be consistent no matter what you do. Earlier I was also not consistent kind of person, like I was horrible at being consistent. Whatever I do, it doesn't matter, but I was horrible at it. But when I started learning English, I learned one thing along the way, that you have got to be consistent if you have to learn anything, be it English or any other thing. So that's how I could be consistent. It is not an overnight process, it will take time, but you have to do your 100%. So here are few things which can help you to speak English easily. Although I cannot promise you that these steps will make you fluent in English in just a month, I don't know, because it's completely up to you. The more time you will spend with the language, the better and easier your journey will become. So I wish you good luck for your language learning journey. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful and interesting. So do not forget to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.